I'd say remove the like button. I saw something because that's what social media has done. That's how we change things nowadays. Like there's a cause happening and you just need to like, and I've already done my part. And so once I like
or
it's just
retweet,
like, or retweet or thingy, like I don't have to do any actual action, because nowadays I signed up, I liked, I did this and that, and so there's no need for real movement when you can cyber move and you can cyber create change and you can cyber support, and so nobody actually has to do anything, because it's just like there's now a cloud of, you know how you could before you couldn't pretend you were part of a cause because you had to like show up and stand at the rally and like, you know, we need to sign a petition. Now you just like retweet and played my part, and so the more we move into that, then there's never going to be any real change, because very few things now you feel like they affect you personally.
But when mom and dad also are not expressing or explaining or sort of shrugging, it's supposed to be done that way and there's no question. I mean, my say is the final say. That translates directly to government, to society, in the US, I mean, when you see a child speaking out of turn at a parent publicly, you know, a lot of us, we draw back. And I have African family, you know, relatives who live there, and the kids, the way they were raised, they could talk back to their parents. But when I look back at what that has done, I mean, within certain guides, but you look at the freedom of speech and the ability to express and voice yourself in a home where everybody seems to be in a point where, as long as you're accountable, you made the choice, you're accountable for that choice, it's quite okay. And I look at these kids and where they are today, my cousins, and they're excelling. But you look over here where, you know, the teacher spanks you for something very mundane.
Beats you down.
Beats you down. So that psychological sort of mindset.
Accept it.
Yeah, when you talk about governance, I think you must also look at what's the relationship between a society and a government.
Yes.
And it's only 50 years, so a relation to whatever this government structure is very new. And that's why how we deal with what we do at home is quite different from what we deal out there. And so laws really don't matter. Even when you talk about homosexuality, yeah, it's a foreign thing, but in my home it won't happen. Whatever happens in law, it's neither here. And because of that foreign relationship, you have a very critical part of society that was outsourced, which was the social part. We have Oxfam, we have such a large NGO network that the habit of being involved as a society is outsourced. So when something happens, you think, oh, Oxfam will take care of that. If there's food problems in Turkana, Red Cross. It's so outsourced. So it's not our fault that we can't do it. We're just not trained for that to be a problem. But if there's no food in my home, I will sort it out.
The bigger question is, despite government, how can we like inspire ourselves and those around us to be that change that we wish to see? Because I often have a hard time digesting the statement, well, this is Kenya. I mean, what does that mean? And even as someone who's not Kenyan, it bothers me, because actually I'm like, no, don't throw the banana peel on the ground. There's a trash bin for it, and no, this is Kenya. Well, I still don't understand what exactly this is Kenya means, and so and it especially bothers me when I hear expatriates say it, because where did you pick this up from? I would really like to hear like my Kenyan comrades, you know, speak up about that statement and actually what it means in the context of this society.
And nobody wants to deal with the ugly, but in real life, that's the only way you get to the beautiful. You have to go through the ugly to get to the beautiful. And I just don't think that we have that kind of commitment.